everybody, welcome back to MCAP review here. I wanted to show you something that I didn't put in the initial video. So let's look at that. And so I clicked MCAP practice, and all the tests are right here. And we're doing math 8 right now. And I like to click on the paper-based practice test. But hey, let's also have the paper-based answer document up. Oh, not the answer document. The answer key. All right. So now we have all answers because I'm just going through the test here. But I have not previously seen this. This is kind of my first run through here. So unfortunately, it's possible that I do something wrong. But I'm doing that risky business on purpose in order to, give you some insight onto how I would think about these problems as I just approach them, because that's what you have to do. So instead of being someone that knows all the answers and just saying it like I'm brilliant, I'm before you with I'm getting a calculator. But that's it. Now, I did do this problems before, yeah, but most of them, no. So we have the answer document, and we'll check it. And if we get one wrong, it doesn't mean everything is lost. Don't go, oh, it's all wrong. No, it's not all wrong. There's just a mistake, but there's going to be a lot of right thinking. All right, so stay with me. So I see a right triangle here. So what are you thinking when you see a right triangle? Hopefully, the Pythagorean Theorem. Let's write that down. Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we're going to label our sides A, B, and C. C is always the side across from the right angle. So then we can call either one A and B. So there we go. And so now I'm going to find the Pythagorean Theorem. So that's 19 squared plus b squared equals 181 squared. Now I'm going to square 19, which is 361. I'm going to square 181, 32,761. All right, now we're going to get the numeric terms over to the other side. By changing it, we're going to move that 361 over, change the sign, So 32,761 minus 361, which is 32,400. Do not divide by 2. Make sure you square root, as it is the inverse operation of squaring. Square rooting that, I get 180. Oh, that's an equal sign now. 180. So that means B is 180. All right, so now I did all that. I better read the question too. Maybe I should have done that first. What is the value of xz over yz? So hopefully you don't see, oh, I did all this work and I don't know what they're asking. What is xz? Where is x and where is z? Here's x, here's z. X to z is 180. All right, and what's yz? Here's y, here's z. Yz from y to z is 181. So they're just asking us for the ratio, so it's 180 over 181. All right, so you got to sometimes do your best with this test questions to put some things together. There you go. Any questions? Raise your hand. We're moving on. Okay, so a school had 380 sweatshirts in stock for students to buy. two colors, green and purple. Let's underline that. Green, purple. And two styles, hood and no hood, were available. So this is a concept we don't get into until the end of the year, but what this is making me think of is a two-way table. And it's pretty easy concept, so easy that I think with just this test review question, we can cover it. All right, so we'll do that. We're gonna set one up. Of all the sweatshirts to buy, we had 210 had no hood, 180 were green, and of the sweatshirts that were purple, 70 had a hood. All right, so we're gonna set up a two-way table and see if that helps us answer these more than half questions. And actually, I did this already, so have some confidence. So I'm gonna make sure that that answer was correct. All right. So a two-way table is because we have two styles and two colors. So if you have a 2x2, then you can set up a table where, let's make the top of the table our colors. So we have purple and green. And then if we add the colors together, we get the total shirts, right? If you add all the purples plus all the greens, that's the total. But there's also the hoods and the non-hoods. And if you add all those together, you also get the total, right? So there's 3 columns in the two-way table, confusing, but only because the third column is the total. There's 3 rows. Okay, and so we're going to just draw some lines. And now here is the grand total. So that is the spot where we put our total number of everything. Okay, and what is that? 380 sweatshirts. So we're going to put that there. And the 2 inside columns should add up to the total in every case. So let's fill in the information that we have, and then we're going to like solve a puzzle to figure out the rest. So the next one I see is 210 had no hood. Of all the sweatshirts, 210 had no hood. So that means, right there, 210. Of all the sweatshirts, the 380, 210 had no hood. So now we can figure out how many had a hood because we just subtract 380 minus 210. So anytime we're missing one number in a column or a row, we can subtract the 2 numbers we have in that column to find out the third. It's 170. All right, what else do we need? 180 were green. Of all the sweatshirts, 210 had no hood, and 180 were green. That's a total of green. But I have 2 empty spaces, so I can't fill in the green. But I see 1 empty space here, so let me subtract 380 minus 180, and I get 200. So there's a total of 200 purple sweatshirts, but I also know that of the purple sweatshirts, 70 had a hood. And man, with that information, they just unlocked everything. Because I have 2 numbers in this column. So actually I have a total in one of the categories, so I can subtract. Oh, I'm subtracting everything. Yeah, there you go. And then now I only have 1 number left in this column, so this is going to be 130, so they add up to 200. And this would be 80, so they add up to 180. And now I have everything. Okay, so more than half the sweatshirts had hoods. Let's see. 780 or 170, sorry, out of 380 had hoods. So let's go 170 divided by 380. Is that more than half? Is that more than 50%? No, it's 44%. So no, sorry. More than half were purple. There were 200 purple. So we're going to divide 380 is our total. Is that more than half? That is more than half. That is 0.526, or you round up to 0.53. That's 53%. Yes, it's more than half. More than half of the green sweatshirts had hoods. So we have how many green sweatshirts? 180. And how many of them had hoods? 100. Is that more than half? I think that's more than half. It'd have to be 200 for it to be half. Yeah, I get 0.55. Anything over 0.5 is half. It's more than half. More than half of the sweatshirts without hoods, so that's 210, were purple. Without hoods, so 210, 130. And that's more than half too. And more than half of the sweatshirts, for the same reason, were green. More than half of the sweatshirts were green and had a hood. Oh, how many sweatshirts were green and had a hood? Green with a hood is 100. But what's that out of? That's out of the whole thing. Well, that's not more than half. That's no. So B, C, D. So let's check that one. Make sure. That was good. Two on. I think I'm on part. Far into this test here. B, C, D. There we go. See? Got it right, guys. We got it right. Two-way tables. Make sure you know about it. All right. Now this one is not too fun because there's all these words. But we're gonna start thinking about what topic does this represent? Is this exponents? Is it lines? Is it rational versus irrational? Is it geometry? You know, let's start narrowing it down. So after we read this, see if you have in your head which topic it comes from. Student J and student K are both reading the same book for a class assignment. Student J reads 20 pages of the book each day. Student K starts reading 2 days after student J starts reading. And student K reads 30 pages of the book. Pause. All right, morning math has begun. It's all right, we're keeping going, right? It's gonna be great. Okay, so what topic does this come from? This comes from linear functions. These are slopes of lines. And how do we know that? Well, there's some slope words that clued me in. So per, for each, for every. When you see these things, you should think to yourself, oh, I have a slope. Okay, so whenever you have a slope, what should you be thinking about? Hopefully you're thinking about y equals mx plus b. But you know we also have ax plus by equals c, right? So I want you to notice that when you find a slope, not only have you found a slope, but you've also found a coefficient. Coefficient. So in standard form, if we see two, if you are reading this and you see, wait a minute, it looks like there's two coefficients. That is because standard form. So 2 for eaches or whatever, and a total. And we'll see that in the questions that come, a standard form. All right. So back to our problem. Student J and student K, right? student J, student K. So what do we know about student J? He read 20 pages of the book each day. So 20x. And then student K starts reading 2 days after student J. Student K reads 30 pages. So y equals 30x. But that's not the whole story with just those, because because first of all, what does x and y represent, right? Isn't that the first question? Define our variables. That's always the first thing we want to do. Okay. In this case, the second, but anyway. So x is, what are we multiplying the 20 by? 20 pages. So 20 represents pages each day. So x is days of reading. And what is y? Y is total pages read. So if I plug in 1, then it will say student J read 20 pages and student K read 30 pages. But we know that student K started reading later. How much later? 2 days after. So student J got an extra 2 days. Well, friends, tell me, how many pages did student J read in those extra 2 days? 20 and 20, right? Which is 40. So we're going to add 40 pages, and then they're equal, right? So now we can set them equal to each other, because this is, I wonder if you noticed, we have 2 equations. So not only is the slopes and intercepts, but this is a system of equations problem. I wonder if you guys thought that was going to be on MCAP. It is. So we set them equal and put our variables on the left. That's already on the left. That's coming over to the left. Put our numbers on the right. 540. Going over to the other side. Change the sign. Combine like terms. 20 minus 30 is negative 10. Negative 40. Divide both sides by negative 10. And x equals 4. And remember, x is days of reading. Whoops. X is days of reading, so that means 4 days of reading. Or we could say 4 days after student K started reading. 4 days after student A started reading, they had read the same amount. All right. So, but hey, don't give up on these ones. Don't give up on these ones, Missy, because that will set you apart. Look, we just covered 4 standards. And so we can see clear the work here. Solving for D, D equals 4. That's what we got. Which means the students will have read the same number of pages 4 days after student K started. All right. And yeah, so this is the one where I got really stuck here. So I may pause this video in the middle, but I still want to show you what I'd be thinking about. Okay. So the reason that I got stuck on this one when I did the first time is because I didn't read the whole problem. I know, right? So we're gonna read the whole problem right now, so I don't have to make this video again. That's why I didn't have to. A grocery store sells pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds by the pound. Underline that. two types of seeds. Okay, so this is about sunflower seeds. So where's the pumpkin graph? The equation y equals 6x models the relationship between y the cost and x the weight of, oh, we don't get a pumpkin graph. We have a pumpkin equation. So pumpkin. But still, this is cost. This is weight. All right. Okay, so now that's what we have. So what do we want to know? The customer purchased seeds and paid $12 for pumpkin seeds, $20 for sunflower seeds. Hey, Max, I'm recording. You want to be in the video? Oh. All right. So $12 for pumpkin seeds. So the pumpkin, so we know that we got 12. That information over there. And $20 for the sunflower seeds. Which statement is true? Purchase 2 more pounds of sunflower seeds than pumpkin seeds. Can we figure out? We know the cost, right? So 12. Okay, so $12 is a y variable. So we know that 12 equals 6x. Divided by 6, x equals 2. So it would appear to me that customer A has purchased 2 pounds of pumpkin seeds. You guys agree with that? 2 pounds. Some people say pumpkin. You say pumpkin. Pumpkin.
Can I go back?
Yeah. Okay. Go. Don't interrupt my video anymore. All right. Pumpkin seed. It's all right. Okay, so now, how many sunflower seeds did this guy buy? Ah, I now know what I did wrong. I would see. Oh, and this is the other thing that happened. This could happen to you. So when I was doing this problem the first time, first of all, I didn't read it all the way through, and I totally messed it up. I thought the equation and the graph were for the same thing. And then I figured out they weren't. And then my confidence was shaken. And then I got flustered. I even thought this was the 0.12. But as you can see, this is not the 0.12. This is the 0.52. So if your confidence gets shaken, what I would like to do is come back to the question. You ever do that?
Yeah.
Or just struggle through?
No, I usually skip it.
Yeah, skip it. There you go. See? Our pro test taker, Missy, skipped it. You should skip it too. All right, so Missy, you got to join me on the next question. Yeah, so show your worksheet or no? All right, so what we need is since the cost does not go up to 20, we're going to need the equation for this guy. So we know that the y-intercept is 0. What's the slope? Let's make a slope triangle. It appears as we go over 1, we have to go up 4. So the slope is 4. Y equals 4x. Substitute the 20 in for y. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 5. We've got it. So how many more pounds of sunflower seeds than pumpkin seeds were bought? 3. 3 more sunflowers. Right? Because we got 5 minus 2 is 3. So which one is it? It is D. No. It is B. Try to trick me. It really tried to trick me here. Guess what? If the field doesn't go down without a fight, neither should you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Missy, you ready?
No.
All right, well,
Okay,
here
I'm
we
ready
go.
now.
The vertices of, what is that? Triangle. Blah, blah, and blah. The length of PR is square root 125.
That's the theory.
So, you know what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know if you do this, but you know, they give you scrap paper, right?
Yeah.
You should use that scrap paper. Use your scrap paper. Don't just doodle, all right? So many people just doodle on the scrap paper. Well, those people are not gonna get this problem. Sorry to say. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a picture. So go ahead. It doesn't have to be super exact. It just has to be like 11, 11 goes over and up. So we're gonna put the length of R. And P is 6, 1, so that's not over so far. It's only up 1. All right. And where's Q? 3, 5. And so we get this shit. So where do you guys think? Oh, and the length of PR is square root of 125. All right. Use coordinates and geometric reasoning to show that PQR is a right triangle. Well,
PQR the right.
it's a right. We got to show that it's a right triangle. So I'm going to tell you something that I haven't told my.
You don't have to rotate it.
Nope, we can't rotate it. We just got to show. So the question is, if it's a right triangle, it has a what?
90-degree.
Yeah, and where do you think the 90-degree angle is? At P, Q, or R?
It's not at R.
Hmm?
I said it's not at R.
It's not at R. Definitely.
It's at P or Q.
Yeah.
But I think it's at P.
Yeah, me too. Right?
Yeah.
I think so. So, what kind of triangles have a right angle? Like the right triangles, right?
Yeah.
And we have the Pythagorean Theorem. Okay, but now I'm going to show you, I want to do the slopes. Okay, there's a word, not everyone knows. Perpendicular. Things are perpendicular when they intersect at a right angle, right?
Yep.
And perpendicular slopes have a very simple relationship that you should know. Perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocals.
What does that mean?
So that means like a reciprocal is when you flip the fraction.
Yeah.
And opposite is when you change the sign from positive to negative or negative to positive. So it's like if we had
So if we had negative 3 over 5, it would be like positive 3 over 5?
positive 5 over 3.
Oh, 5.
Yes. So 1/4, if M is the slope for this 1/4, the perpendicular slope would be 4 over 1 negative.
Oh, okay.
So you got to flip it and change the sign. It's flipped in opposite. Opposite reciprocal, or we could say it's flopposite. You know, it's flipped in opposite.
Yeah.
But don't put flopposite on the MCAP test, okay?
You're
Because
not gonna take
they
that.
won't understand. Only I would understand, but I'm probably not grading your MCAP. Please start working maps. I'll do the 6th grade test after this, but it might be on Monday. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the slope of 2 lines and see if they are opposite reciprocals. Which 2 lines do we need to find the slope? If we think that P is the right angle, what 2 lines intersect to make P? PQ is one of the segments in angle P. That's this side. But what is this side?
It's not R.
PR. So we have two lines that intersect to form angle P. So let's find their slopes and we'll see if they're opposite reciprocals. If they are, they're supposed to be, so
Yeah.
they should be.
This is
All right, so 3, 5, and 6, 1. So y2 minus y1 is going to be 5 minus 1. X2 minus x1 is 3 minus 6. What's 5 minus 1?
4.
What's 3 minus 6?
Negative.
So what do we hope that PR is?
The opposite. The flop.
The opposite, right? We hope, we're just really hoping that it's positive 3 over
Yeah.
4. All right, so let's do the y2 minus y1. y2, 11 minus y1 of 1. Oh no, this is so bad. It's gonna be 10.
No.
All right, don't lose hope. 11.
Grab the.
11. Did I get something wrong? 11 minus 6. 5. Yeah. So that's 2. I'm not too happy. So maybe that, hey, Chuck, maybe we gotta pause the video and rework it and see if Q is the right angle. We'll be right back. Guess what? Guess what, everybody? You guys probably thought we couldn't do it, but we did it, all right? QR, all right, QR was 3/4, and that's what we wanted. So guess what? On your test, just cross off PR, say it's not perpendicular, but since QR is 3/4 and PQ is negative 4/3, then that means that, all right, here's a big one. QR is perpendicular to PQ. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. All right, guys, I think we got one more and then we can stop. Not you, not everyone here. Everyone here can just keep, oh, there's 2 more. All right. Dig deep, guys. We got 2 more. You can join us.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right. Can I read it? A drama club is selling tickets to a play. The cost of each adult ticket is $8. We should underline that. Any of you guys can write it. Cost of each adult ticket is $8. The cost of each student ticket is $4. One customer purchased 8 tickets and spent $56.
Oh, that's the same equation.
Yeah, very good. So we know we have system of equations, right?
Yeah.
So we're thinking about, okay, wait, retrieve all that.
Oh, okay.
And hey, we don't even have to write the system, although we could. They gave it to us. Thank you, MCAP people. So which equation can be used to find the number of adult tickets? Simple. We just have to circle the MX plus B part, right?
Yep.
And we have to substitute it with
For a while.
for the y. And so that's going to be 8x plus 4, 8 minus x equals 56. In case your class didn't get to system of equations, hopefully your class got to y equals mx plus b. Because we know that's all you have to know. Right? So if you substitute the mx plus b into the other equation, you will be on your way. And so what is the choice? A, B, C, or D? I think it's A.
Yeah.
And we're done, son. All right, let's move on. Sometimes you don't have to go all the way to the answer. Consider the following system of 2 equations. Do you guys think that systems of equations is important for MCAP?
Yeah.
I do too. So, all right. What is the value of the expression? See, this is what I don't like about the test people. They don't, the test people, I hope you're listening, test people, one day. You don't get it. You're not a teacher, you know? You're not sitting here in here with the students. You ask a perfectly good question that we can maybe answer, and then you make it more difficult, so that even if we know the answer, you know, some people are gonna, but not me, not, and we're gonna get this. What form are both these equations? Standard, all right? So in our class, we want to move one into what?
Slope.
Slope intercept. So let's take this second one, and we're gonna put it into slope intercept. So in order to put it in slope intercept form, which side does the 3x need to go on?
Stays on.
Huh?
Stays on that.
No, y equals m.
Oh, no, it was set aside.
Yeah, so we
Because
need to
it's
move
slope.
this over. So let's do that. And when we move it over, what does it become?
Negative 3?
Yes. And then, sorry, what's that? You have one more step. What is that step?
Divide.
By
2.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
-3/2x minus 3. And now, as I just said in the first one, we circle the mx plus b part. What's the mx plus b part?
-3/2x.
There we go. And we're going to substitute that into the other equation. So the other equation was 3x minus 4y equals -24. So we're going to substitute that into there. So Chelsea, you see, keep working on your topics because you see it gets like you use that inside of other math equations. Okay. Don't get scared. Fractions are your friend, and they're gonna go away really quickly. What are we doing with this -4?
Does it turn to a positive?
Can't do that. No, not moving to the other side. But it's in front of parentheses. What do we do with something in front of parentheses?
Oh, -4 times whatever.
Yeah, we distribute it, right? The distributed product. Weren't you just working on that? Okay, so what is -4 times -3/2? Well, that -4 is -4/1.
Oh, yeah.
So we multiply on top.
Isn't it so 6 negatives?
-4 times -3 is
12.
12
So
over
it's
2.
6.
Yeah, so it's 6x. And then -4 times -3 is
Oh, 12.
12 equals 24. Now the equation got a lot easier. Do we have any like terms on the left?
It's 3x plus 6x, which is 9x.
9x plus 12 equals 24. Two-step equation. Hey, Nana. All right, so put that number on the left. Let me put that number on the right. Over the line, change the sign. 9x equals 12. Divide by 9, divide by 9. Plug in your computer. And 12 over 9 is, what is that? 12 over 9. 6 over 3. 6. Wait, is it 6 over? Oh, 12 over 9. I divide by 3. Oh, it's 4 over 3. So x equals 4 over 3. And how do we get y once we know x?
Oh, we just looked at it.
Yeah. I'm going to use my equation over here to get my y value. Remember, I had y equals -3 over 2x minus 3. -3 over 2 times 4/3 minus 3. See? But don't worry, you can use it. It would slow me down. So it's -12 over 6 minus 3. What's -12 over 6?
Negative
-2. And what's -2 minus 3?
-5.
-5. All right, and that in class we would be done. But because the test people didn't want us to be done, they said, what is the value of the expression 3x plus 4y? So we have one more step.
Oh no.
You don't know?
I said, oh no.
Oh, okay. What is that step? What do we got to do to find the value of this expression?
I thought we were
Do we know what x is?
Yeah.
Do we know what y is? Oh, you just said it. Substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we're just gonna substitute. So in case you're thinking to yourself, I'm gonna fail, that's what they want you to think. All right. So you don't take that. Yeah. No, you're not. You're gonna prepare. So 12 over 3 is
4.
and 4 -16.
Oh.
And we're gonna check the answer.
Okay.
Oh, they did the Pythagorean Theorem. A0. What did I miss? 0. I get it wrong. It said it was 0. What? All right, man. Pause the video. We'll be right back. Some technical difficulty. Aha! If this were the test, I may have gotten it wrong. But I know why. The first thing I said to myself is, self, you always forget negatives. Where did you forget a negative? You guys see where I forgot a negative?
I mean, there's a lot of negatives.
There is a lot of negatives. So that's on purpose.
Put 24 instead of
Negative 24. So did we start with negative 24? Yes. But then what about here?
No.
You gotta really get my attention when I'm thinking. So I'm sorry. I just straight up ignored you. But not on purpose.
So everything else that we have to do.
So then, okay. So then it doesn't, everything was right. Okay, so that's the thing. Don't start saying, oh, it's all wrong. I can't pay attention to anything you said. No. All right. I forgot a negative. And it's okay. We're gonna fix it. So that makes negative 24 minus 12 is negative 36.
Oh,
And so we're dividing negative 36 by 9. What is negative 36 divided by?
4.
4.
I mean, negative.
Oh yeah, negative 4. Don't you forget that. All right. So x is negative 4. Okay, that's negative 4. So then we got to figure out what y is. Go ahead. We're going to figure out what y is. So y was negative 3/2 x minus 3. But now we know that x is negative 4.
That's it.
Negative 3/2 negative 4 minus 3. 12 over 2. So it's 6 minus 3 is 3. So then we're substituting. But see, in the video, you can just fast forward it once you know.
Oh, is it just 6 minus?
So it's negative 4. And then we're not substituting that. We're substituting 3 and 3. Going to work. It's going to be 0. This is what we wanted. Negative 12 plus 12. What's negative 12 plus 12? 0. Huh. All right. Give me my money. I earned it. I paid it. All right. So we're gonna stop this video here, and then we'll make it one later on. Maybe today. Bye, everybody.